WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting, well, rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have the Kilkerran Cask Strength 8 Batch 3. Ooh, I'm going back in time. This was bottled on the 24th of October 2018. 56.5% ABV. Whiskey base number 121290. And the bottle code on this is 18/444. So this is one of the wonderful bourbon cask matured Kilkerrans out there. Originally over here in Europe, it was sold for 49 euros 90, which I think is a bargain today. This is not that long ago. This is 2018, okay? And I found this bottle in my collection. So you know what happens, you buy a bottle, it's like, oh, I'm going to try it, I'm going to share it in my case, and then I buy two more bottles and it goes back, and then I buy two more bottles and I forget one, and I forget one, and it ended up in the back of my shelf. And it's like, oh, wait a second, there's a craze for Kilkerran and blah, 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 and it's like, wait, I have a bottle someplace, where is it? Oh, here it is, boom, and I shared it, and it was gone within 10 minutes, basically, and so on. Now, I sometimes have a hankering, word I don't use very often, for just a good bourbon matured whiskey. Now I do like a sherry, I do like I don't know, muscatel, Amarone, rum, port, blah blah blah. But to be very very honest, sometimes they just get on my nerves. Sometimes I just want a wonderfully, fantastically made bourbon matured whiskey. Ta-da! Now I have my nice little book here. And it says in 1872, the original Glengyle, Glengyle they can't use as a brand name because it belongs to, is it Glen Scotia, I think? So they have to have something else, and they call it here the Glengyle Distillery and Kilkerran from Campbellton. And so we actually start the distillery in 1872, and then 1919 the distillery is bought by West Highland Malt Distillers Limited, and they closed the distillery 6 years later, 1925. Well, that's what happened in many parts of the world. So, and then what I thought was really interesting, which I never heard anyone talk about yet, maybe I haven't been listening, is 1929. The warehouse, not the stock, just the warehouse, are purchased by the Craig brothers and rebuilt into a petrol station and garage. So it was, I don't know if they're still around. I've never been to Campbellton. It's on my to-do list. So the distillery is acquired then in 1941 by Bloch Brothers. And then we have Campbell Henderson applies for planning permission with the intention of reopening the distillery in 1957. And then it remains very, very quiet for over 50 years, basically, or almost 50 years, until the year 2000, where Henley Wright, the owner of the Springbank Distillery, and related to founder William Mitchell, acquired the distillery. And in 2004, the first distillation was, after reconstruction, took place in March. So according to this very, very smart book, it says here that production has increased in later years, and the plan for 2020 is to mash 5 times per week between September and December. So the crew from Springbank go over to Glengyle, and so in the time between September and December, they're going to actually work there, and they're actually going to make whiskey. The rest of the year, basically, this distillery is idle. What a shame. So I hope they will actually employ a couple more people in Springbank and in Glengyle, to be honest. They produce about 94,000 liters a year, and the total output is 750,000. So they're working at about 15% capacity. And Glengyle is one of those distilleries at the moment which are massively hyped. So if you could have anything to sell, try to sell it and try to control the prices at the retail or the wholesale level as well. So there's been a lot of talk online and also at some industry buzz about how, especially in Germany, Springbank, with their various offerings, have to take a look at the prices being commanded by retail shops, not just the importer as well as the wholesaler, but also the shops are just they get the couple of cases, they don't put it on the market. They wait until the price goes up and up and up and up, and then they slowly sell their bottles one at a time, and usually for like 20 euros per bottle more every single time online to a few exclusive people that are willing to have very, very deep pockets instead of the recommended retail price. So all the money that is being made by these overpriced bottles is not going into the distillery, but often into the middlemen in between that are selling the bottles or reselling the bottles or flipping the bottles or whatever they're doing. So it has a little bit of a bad taste at the moment, the whole system that's often happening with anything that has any type of relationship to the Springbank distillery. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame. All right, good. We're talking about the whiskey today. On the nose, I get gooseberries, I get mineral, I get citrus, I get a little bit of tobacco, and I get a little bit of a mint in there. Very, very nice. This is like what I want. This is a summer whiskey. It's a bourbon matured. It's being out in the yard or the garden or the being out on the porch in the evening, pouring a little bit and just watching the stars or whatever and just enjoying the evening. Well, I live in Germany, and so the sun sets in the summer at 11 or 12 o'clock sometimes. So who knows about the stars, but you get the drift here. We get very, very long summers, but we get very, very, very short winter days sometimes. It's like, oh, 3:30, sun's down. Oh, it's 9:30, it's 10. Oh, look, the sun's finally coming up. With pros and cons, pros and cons. Cheers. Now, I think it's more me than anything else, but it's just like if you would drop this down from 56.5 to 52.5, I would be happy. There's a tiny little bit of a sharpness in there that I'm not really digging. Other people are going to go, oh, finally something that's exactly right. Yes, for you it would be probably right. For me, I'm a little bit of weakling with the cask strength stuff, so I need to have a little bit of water added. But it's a beautiful, the nose and the palate absolutely align in there. The meaning the citrus is a little bit stronger, the mineral moment is there, a little bit of the mintiness, a little bit of the tobacco, not much wood, a tiny little bit of barrel char towards the end is there. This is a very, very good whiskey. This is a B minus whiskey. Yay! Value for money, if you get it for 49 euros, I'm going to say it's a C plus. If you get it for 59 euros, I'm still going to go it's a C. If you get it for 69 euros, it's a C minus. You see where this is going. This is a whiskey this is not even 3 years ago that we were paying about half the price that we are now for Kilkerran, Cask Strength 8. And it doesn't have to just do with the sherry. It has to do as well with the bourbon releases. Yes, bourbon releases get about 10 to 15% less in the price than the sherry, but hey, this is actually something I think I almost prefer. Many, quite a few of you have asked, Jason, what about the Kilkerran 16? Haven't seen it. It whizzed right by the in the German market without even me hearing the honk of the horn. It was there, it was gone before I even knew it. All right. So sorry. If I ever find a bottle, I will try it. I will review it. But at the moment, not going to pay secondary prices for that. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. And this is a whiskey that actually does this. Yum. I love whiskeys that actually at the end increase, improve, and perform at a highest level. The finish of this is just that moment of goodliness. A new word, goodliness. I hate whiskeys that do this. Yeah. I love whiskeys that just have a long finish and reward you with tasting them and not trying a new sip too soon afterwards. All right, as I said, B minus for 49 euros is actually a C plus on value for money. go for it. A is why haven't you bought it? B, buy it. C, you can buy it if you like. D, don't need to buy it. F, why was it even made? All right, thank you very much. What was your favorite Kilkerran whiskey out there that you've had so far? This is up there, I must admit. I think I prefer this more than I do the sherry bombs or the sherry casks that I've had in the recent years. And this is a very, very, very good whiskey. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, tell others. Thank you very much for being there, and all the best for the future. Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.